Welcome along, we're down at Oxegen 2010, and as per usual, the sun isn't exactly splitting the rocks outside, but I'm very nicely joined now by Joe Flory, aka Primary One. Welcome to rainy Ireland, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent, so you're going to be playing in the Dance Arena in less than an hour now. Are you psyched up? Are you feeling a bit nervous? Are you looking forward to it?
I'm a little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Nerves are good, and the great news as well for you today is that you're playing in the Dance Arena, which is indoors, and when it's raining it's always a little bit busier. I've heard good things coming from over there so far, so you're raring to go and set up. Great stuff. Well listen, also I know you've been making music and DJing for a long time now, and you really sort of in the last year have come to the attention of a lot of people, and I know also you had the duet that you did with Nina from the Cardigans. But from what I read, you didn't actually get to meet her, or did you?
No, I didn't. I've never even spoken to her.
Oh no, really? I thought you'd at least have had like a phone call or something.
Literally, because the guy I was working with, Joachim from Sweden, he kind of knew her through some other people, and we just sent the track over. It's quite fun because it does literally sound like we're standing next to each other singing this duet. And,
because I mean, it literally goes from her to you immediately, and you're nearly finishing sentences, and you think you can't do that unless you're in the studio together. But
we're pros, you know. So
it's all lies. Maybe would you get to meet her one of these days, perhaps?
I really hope. I mean, the dream would be to perform it live with her.
Oh yeah.
That would be the thing. So I just got to get really famous, and then she'll want to do it.
I don't see that being a problem. And I mean, a lot of people, people have been saying sort of a young Calvin Harris, but like your music style is probably kind of electro and poppy, and maybe they're the reasons why people draw the comparison. And I mean, to be fair, Calvin Harris is certainly not old either, probably around the same age.
Yeah.
And I know you've been making music with Errol Alkin for, over the years as well. You've done stuff with him anyway previously. What way would you sort of describe your music, or is there a genre, or how would you say it if you had to?
I'm interested in all kinds of pop music. I mean, dance music is an influence, but it's not something that I set out to do. It just kind of it was an opportunity that turned up. Like working with Riton, that was a really good opportunity. We did Who's There, a song called Radiates together, and but then my album is like just good songs. It's and it does there's a lot of different styles in there, but this all sounds like me.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. If you write good songs, then it doesn't really matter what genre you want to put it in.
And then again, when you're putting an album together, the whole album isn't necessarily. Even the new Groove Armada album is everything. It's not one. It's not a dance album. It's not a pop album. It's not. You can incorporate everything. I would imagine when you're doing a whole album.
Yeah, and I think when I look at the music that I listen to, it's like it doesn't.
Everything.
It doesn't really. There's no sort of method to it. It's just whatever I like at a particular time. So.
And I know as well that you've been on tour with Ellie Goulding, which I suppose brings you out into a whole new audience, and I would imagine that's great fun, is it?
Yeah, it was great. We just really, I mean, it was a new, every night the crowd was new and they didn't know who we were, and we just had to try and just have fun, really.
And when you've been touring with her, I presume, have you been playing like your music live? You haven't been doing DJ sets or anything for that?
It's a live band, and that's what I'm focusing on now.
Yeah.
The album's done, and now it's just about getting the band out. And we had a really good gig yesterday. Unfortunately, we couldn't do a live gig here, but hopefully we'll be back.
And you're doing, you're playing a DJ set in the Dance Arena. Will you be playing any of your own tracks or remixes, or what way do you kind of work it? Or
I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think that's.
Are you not?
I don't know.
Tell Fatboy Slim that, maybe.
Every time I play my own tracks, everyone's like, "You can't play your own tracks. It's not cool."
So, I would have thought so, yeah. What if I had a track, I'd be playing it?
Yeah, and what if no one else plays them? I have to play them. I'll probably do maybe some remixes and stuff.
Yeah. I actually think that's perfectly loud. I saw Fatboy Slim recently, and I think he played all his own songs. And I mean, they're all quite old as well. We weren't talking anything new there. But I know the new single is called Princess, which we have here on vinyl, which is nice to see. Yeah. But we don't have a copy on CD as of yet. But I know it is out now. It came out, I think, this week, didn't it? Have a little look. How fancy is that?
Nice.
See, I can see that on my wall at home now. It's going to be fantastic. So that's the new song anyway. The video for it is brilliant. It's so unusual. It reminds me a little bit of, I wouldn't compare him to your far better looking, but a little bit of Suggs from Madness. Just the movements, I think, towards it, and the suit.
That's a nice, I like that.
A good looking Suggs.
Good.
There you go. Quote of the day.
I'm going to get a t-shirt with that.
I'm a good looking Suggs. But it's sort of headless suits following you around, and you're in search of a princess, or you find her. Sort of. I watched it a couple of times. I kept finding something different from it every time I saw it.
Well, there's quite a good story about the heads actually, because initially it was supposed to be these guys who looked like me, but they would get their hair and their makeup would get crazier and crazier as it went back, each guy. So they had these mad wigs on and all this stuff, and we spent ages getting around and filmed it all. And they were all singing the same, you know, lip syncing like I was. And we did the whole shoot, and then got to the end of the shoot, and they were like, some of the guys weren't singing perfectly in, and it didn't look, so they were like, chop the heads off.
Just if you can't get the right staff, what's the point? Come on, lads, get it together.
So they must have been gutted, all those guys who were like...
Where was it filmed? Was it actually in a desert, or is that a green screen?
Yeah, no, yeah, well, everyone says that, but it...
Well, only because you sort of think, you know, how much money are the record company going to spend? Are they going to send me off to a nice desert, or are they going to go, here, listen, we can do it in the studio down the road beside your house?
It was filmed in Death Valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was proper, like, and there was, you know, they would film me on my own, and then they'd start driving away, and then they'd just keep driving, and I'd be on my own on this road in the middle of the desert, just like, in a suit, like.
A little bit warm then, yeah?
A little bit, yeah.
So you got a free holiday out of it anyway, which is nice.
Yeah, it was actually in the middle of the Ellie Goulding tour.
Oh, brilliant.
So like 2 days, it just flew off and then came back, so.
Great stuff. Well, we will look forward to playing this later. We're going to find a turntable, and we'll be banging this one out later. I wish you the very best of luck, Primary One. Joe, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
No worries.